Alright, so today we're going to be talking about calories. So what we're going to do is I'll do a quick intro, talk about champs like we normally do. Today our conversation is always level 1. You will be in small groups at some point, but until then, raise your hand if you have questions. You should do independent activity until we get to small groups. You'll remain at your desk all class, and participation will be everything today. We'll do active listening. Active listening, you're going to work on a couple short assignments and respectful discussion. Computers can be out today, as everything will be in Google Classroom. Alright, so I have a quick write when I do attendance. We'll do a Chipotle activity. We'll talk about it, and then we'll get together and do another small activity. And then you have an exit ticket before class ends. So our goal today, we're going to learn and define what a calorie is. We're going to understand how many calories we need. And we're going to explore ways to either add calories to our diet or subtract them if necessary. All right, our national standards, mostly today is 1 and 7. Remember, 1's kind of my job. Help you, teach you, help you comprehend the concepts related to health. And standard 7 is then you going out and applying that. So as you see today, we're going to discuss calories, and then you're going to have a small group activity which you can then practice how to change your calories. Alright, so your quick write, it's in Google Classroom. Think about the way you eat, think about food, think about your diet, and then just finish these thoughts. And a good example for me is I always say I'm grateful for my wife because she cooks great food. Without that, I can definitely cook frozen pizzas and heat up things in the microwave, but she does very interesting meals, very healthy meals, so I'm grateful for that. And you can just type in the responses, hit submit when you're ready. It's only take a minute or two, and then we're going to share some of your responses. So it's in Google Classrooms. You click on Chipotle Calculator, that's today's lesson. And then it should have 3 things listed. The quick write is this one. And you're just going to think about things that you're concerned about in your diet or food in general. Things that might upset you. Things you don't understand yet. Some things you wish you could change. And maybe one thing you're grateful for. So I'm going to do attendance while you do that. All right, Sir Alexander, Mayana, Lily, Sincere, Marshawn, Brandon, Javier, Noah, here. Anthony, here. Emmanuel, here. Callion, here. And Corleone. Mm-hmm. All right, would anyone like to share what they're concerned about with food or diet? Marshawn.
I said I'm concerned about fast food because when I personally eat it, it makes me feel like I need more.
Awesome. So that is a concern, in America. We have an obesity problem. We talked about that before. So excellent thing to be concerned about, and things we're definitely going to discuss. Anyone upset about anything with food? Yes.
That fast food, it's not good for you. Like there's too much grease.
So that's awesome because I get a lot of responses that are good food is always unhealthy. Like things that taste good. Like I love pizza. Pizza's high in calories, fat, all the bad stuff. So that's kind of what you're saying, right? You're kind of upset that the food that's right there, ready to go, that you like,
It's not good.
is unhealthy. Anything we don't understand yet? So this one's kind of like calories. Because why are we discussing calories? During the pre-test and other observations, this class at grade level scored pretty low in calories. So that's one thing we should all not quite understand. Anything else other than calories that you don't understand about food? Yes?
Why can something so small be so high in calories?
Why can something so small be so high in calories? So we're actually going to watch a short video on how they measure calories here in a few minutes. So that would be a perfect example of how they do it and the mass of the food. Anything we could change?
Maybe not use as much like grease and oils.
So maybe as a society, we could change the way we prepare food.
I don't know what he said. Probably could like use like oils that's like lower in calories and stuff.
Good. So we're talking more unsaturated fats.
Not to use as much salt.
And definitely hot fast food, processed food is high in salt, fat, and sugar.
I had like some ramen noodles yesterday and it has like 100 something sodium in it.
Yep, a lot of sodium in anything, usually anything that has to be preserved for a while. So anything that's not fresh will have salt. Anything we're grateful for? Other than living with someone who can cook gourmet dinners.
Just be able to go to like the supermarket or something and get like good food.
So, you're grateful for access to healthy food.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Some neighborhoods have more. Some neighborhoods have less grocery stores. If one's nearby, that's always a big plus. Hi, Billy. Alright, so why do we choose the food we eat? So a lot of those things were thrown out there, right? During that quick write. Where we talked about food we liked. We kind of talked about healthy foods. But why do we normally choose the food we eat?
Because you used to eating it, you like, maybe like, if you're like 4, you always ate it, but now you always want to eat it now.
That's one for sure.
It's probably like a comfort food that you eat.
Good, so that's part of the health triangle where if you're unhealthy in any of the three, you might want to eat more. People who get stressed, depressed, they tend to eat more. Who here picks and eats the food they just like? Yep, so a lot of us choose foods we enjoy eating. It tastes good, right? So we're going to focus on that today. And there's also one more reason. Can I go out to an expensive restaurant every night and get a Delmonico steak and lobster?
No,
Why not?
because it's full of fat and sodium.
Good response, healthiness. What else is wrong with that?
Really expensive.
Really expensive. I can't afford to spend $100 a day on dinner. So fast food usually offers a low-cost option that will at least fill you up. But it's definitely, most of it's not healthy. So money too factors in. Are healthy foods more expensive or less expensive?
Less.
More.
Most of the time they're more. It's harder to get healthy food. It costs more money.
Like produce and stuff.
Right, you can't go to any of the fast food chains and get a 99-cent healthy option.
Like a bag of
I went to Whole Foods yesterday. They had like a thing like this of like watermelon. It was like $6.
Yep, see, watermelon's expensive. Things are in season, out of season. Alright, so just in this area, I Google mapped from this school. I put in fast food, and look how many there are.
Jesus.
A ton, right?
Yes.
What happens at the first one is Chipotle, and we're going to focus on that today. But you see them all. I mean, Burger King, McDonald's, Fresh and Media Burgers, Rally's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, Burger IM. Alright, so I'm going to show you the Chipotle calculator, and your goal is to pick the food you like most. Okay? So I'm going to go through it first.
Would Chipotle be kind of like a little bit more healthier than like regular fast food?
So a lot of people think it's healthier. I'm not going to say one way or the other. Okay? There are some healthy ingredients, which we'll talk about. But you can also add the calories pretty quick.
Yeah. Other burritos are outside the footballs.
So when I go to Chipotle, if I could pick anything I wanted that I would actually eat, I would get a burrito. I get chicken. For some reason, I don't trust a lot of the pre-made foods. I'm not sure if the steak is cooked fresh. Usually chicken for me in most places is about the same. I usually get rice, either one really. Beans. I love cheese. I'll probably double up on that.
That's the main part is the cheese.
And I always like lettuce. So, if today we're focusing on calories, right?
Yeah.
If I go over and look at my total calories on my burrito, it's 1,185. So that's about 1,200.
How were they able to calculate?
All restaurants
Well,
and food.
besides it showing the calories under it, but like, how would they be able to calculate all the calories without the calories on the bottom showing it? Like, how would they be able to like name the calories without it being able to tell them how much is in it?
For each one,
Yes.
we'll get to that. Hold that thought. That's perfect. Great question. Because we're gonna watch this video that's gonna explain that. But first, I want you to go do Chipotle, pick the food you would eat, and then get a calorie count. So in your Google Classroom, this is the Chipotle calculator. Or you could even, you have a copy of the slides, you can go to that slide and hit the link. So I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. When you get a number, write it on the whiteboard.
So where's that at?
Alright, so Google Classroom,
Yeah.
Chipotle calculator is today's lesson. Within that folder, you'll have exit ticket, quick write, Chipotle calculator. This one's Chipotle calculator. This will give you the link to that site. You don't have to write your name, it's not working. Use the blue one works. You don't have to write your name if you don't want to. But pick anything you like.
Do we have to pick burritos?
Pick what?
Do we have to pick burritos?
No, you can do the bowls, the tacos.
Let's see, and then it's gonna pop up.
But do something realistic. If you're not going to get a kid's meal, don't pick kids' meal. If you're going to go there and order, and you have, I don't know, $20.
Just get 5 sides of corn.
Yes, Lily. You got it? Just write that total on the board. Leave this open because we're gonna modify it.
I don't understand because it's like you only pay for the meter, and like some of the other stuff, but like the signs, if you have a bunch or a little bit, it's the same price. You might as well get more signs.
And here's some numbers from other classes. So we're all about in the same neighborhood. We have the highest I've seen so far is 1900. That was double meat, double cheese, I believe.
That makes sense though.
I would do half and half.
Alright, so we're focusing on calories today, so we might as well know what that is, right? We all have a number now on a meal from Burrito, or from Chipotle. So Bill Nye is going to tell us about a calorie.
Something's wrong. One of the food groups is missing. Do you know which one?
Dessert?
That's better.
How do we know how many calories are in food? Well, please consider the following. Calories are a measure of energy, heat energy. When we combine the chemicals in this match with oxygen in the air, we're giving off heat energy, which we can measure in calories. And this is exactly what we do with our food. We combine them with oxygen, only at much, much lower temperatures. Calories. So, suppose you want to know how many calories are in a banana. Here's what we do. We dry the banana out, get most of the water out, until we get something like these banana chips. Then we grind the chips into a powder. And to make sure that it burns evenly, we get a nice even amount of oxygen. We combine in another chemical that's mostly oxygen. This is potassium nitrate. Grind them up together. And then we put them in here. This is a bomb calorimeter. A bomb that measures calories. And it's not going to blow up like a bomb, but there will be a fire inside. See, in there is the banana powder and oxygen chemical mixture. And these wires can set it burning electrically. This key means it's ready to go. You ready?
I don't know.
3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh, I started. 3, 2, 1. Yes. Burning. See, as the banana powder burns, it's giving off heat energy, calories. And the heat's going to get soaked up by the water in the beaker. And that will make the temperature on this thermometer go up. So a food calorie is the amount of heat energy it takes to heat 1 liter of water 1 degree Celsius. That's it. That's what it is. 1 liter of water, 1 degree Celsius. So as it burns, you can see the thermometer is going up a couple of degrees Celsius. Now, if we measured all the calories in a typical banana carefully, we find there are about 130 calories in every banana. Now, a guy my size needs about 2,000 calories every day just to keep moving, just to walk around. I mean, think of all that heat energy. That's a lot of energy. But that's what you need to keep going. It's a lot of calories. Well, thank you for joining me on 3, 2, 3, 1. Buildings are made of bricks.
Alright, so that was Bill Nye. So this goes, Marshawn, to some of your questions. So Chipotle takes their average serving sizes of those ingredients and they put it through that process. So they dry it out, they smash it up, they add potassium, they light it on fire, and the heat given off. So calories is basically a measurement of the heat. You could have a small, denser food that's going to burn hotter and longer. That will give you more calories. So the way we look at it in this class is calories are the unit of measure for energy in food. So that is a calorie. Unit of measure of energy in food. So the more calories you eat, that's a lot more energy you're giving yourself, and that's energy we either have to burn off or we store. Alright, so calories in our diet. What number do we usually use? So if you look at a food label, or you just talk about a person, any person, how many calories should they have per day? So this is the broad term, the broad number.
Can you like weigh yourself and like Google like how
There
much?
are ways you can do it that you can individualize how many calories per day you would have, that you would need. But just generally speaking, if you look at a food label, they always base it upon, did anyone catch Bill Nye say it?
He said 2,000.
2,000. Okay? So 2,000 calories, that's what you're going to see on the food label, the daily recommended intake. So all the numbers and stuff that we look at today, based upon 2,000 calories a day.
What if we could store 1,000 of that 2,000 and then use the other 1,000? How would that make our body feel?
We're going to talk about that. Great question. You're taking us right where we're going. About how many calories should be in the three main meals we have. So basically, you take about 2,000 divided by 3. That gives us between 600 and 700 calories per meal. So if you think breakfast, lunch, dinner, we should be around 600. Because we didn't even factor in what we drink or any snacks we have. So we're going to focus on the low end, 600. So if you look at your Chipotle number, how many were at 600? Nobody, right? We're all over. I'm close to 1,200. I'm double. So if I ate my burrito, what does that mean for my other meals?
You'd have to cut back.
Right, I'd have to cut back on my other meals. Right? What if I don't want to cut back on my other meals? How can I change that number? My 1,200 number.
Eat half of the meal.
Okay, so portion control. And today we're going to look more at eliminate or alter the ingredients to get to 600. So we're going to look at what the food you made and figure out a way to get it to 600. And you can do that by altering the ingredients. What else can we do if we have too many calories?
Divide the food.
What else? What am I doing now?
Dividing it.
Cutting it.
Oh, working out.
Right. You can exercise. Right? You can move. That burns calories. So I would have to burn 600 calories. So there's a simple chart that just kind of shows you if we're burning calories, this is what it would take. So for me, I would have to do one of these extreme activities for an hour. So if I would jog at 6 miles per hour, that's 6 miles, right? I'd have to go on a 6-mile run to burn that 600 calories. Then I'm over. So everyone understands that, right? I'm at about 1,200. I need to get down to 600. So I can work out and burn 600 calories. Or if I go back to my burrito, I gotta get rid of some things. Or change some things. So let's say I got rid of the cheese. Got rid of the sour cream. Maybe the brown rice. So what's that number there?
635.
That's pretty good, right? I could probably live with that one.
Yeah.
635. That's pretty close to 600. So now I have chicken, black beans, lettuce. Maybe not my favorite burrito, but something I could probably eat.
I see Marshawn and Emmanuel.
Marshawn, Emmanuel. Probably something I could eat. Right? And there's other ways. So you're going to get in groups here to finish class and get your number down to 600. And we can maybe add salsa, and I can get rid of my beans. Now I'm at 530, which maybe means I can add, some cheese back. 640, not terrible. Maybe I like that a little better. Does that kind of make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
We're going to get rid of some calories. Or I could say, I'm going to keep it at 1200 and I'm going to run 6 miles. But the net calories have to be 600. And the reason is, what happens if we go over too much?
You're gonna pull yourself and gain more weight.
Gain weight. Right? So if I'm over 2,000 calories, eventually I'll gain weight. 1 pound will equal 3,500 calories. In my example, I'm 600 calories over. If I ate that every day, that's 4,200 calories at the end of the week. I definitely put on at least 1 pound that week. Right? So we don't want to be over calories too much for too long. Healthy weight gains 1 or 2 pounds a week. Healthy weight loss is 1 or 2 pounds a week. If I'm 1,000 calories over, that's 2 pounds per week. We watched the video last week, right, with McDonald's. He put on 17 pounds in 12 days.
Jesus.
So he was over 3,500 calories per day. He was gaining 1 pound a day at least. So it's pretty important then to make sure we're not over and start putting on weight. And the same thing goes if we want to lose weight. This is what your takeaway is long term for the rest of your life. These are quick numbers and calculations you can make. If you find yourself gaining weight, figure out a way to get rid of 500 calories a day. You do that for a week, that's 3,500 calories. Now you've lost 1 pound. So you can do that by altering your diet or increasing your exercise. So Anthony, how many calories does it take for 1 pound equal?
350. 300. 3,500.
And how many calories a day then would you want to factor in when you're gaining or losing weight?
600.
That was me, 600. 502 works. 500 times 7 is 3,500. So if I want to lose weight, I'm getting rid of 500 calories a day to start with. There's other things you have to do, but that's definitely a good start. Alright, so in small groups, I want you to share your numbers. And then figure out a way to get it to 600. Okay? I'm going to put the exercise chart back up so you can combine altering your ingredients with exercise. Alright, Lily, so you were at 1,000? How would you get that down? Would you choose the exercise? Or would you just alter some ingredients? Alter ingredients? Brandon, what about you? Alter? Anyone here is choosing exercise yet? Good. Most people will find it easier to eliminate things. Like, don't get cheese on your burger, that's 90 to 110 calories. A lot of people, when they go on a diet plan, they'll kind of combine both. They'll figure out ways to lower their calories and increase their activity level. What would you choose? You think you exercise more, or do you think you would get rid of some food, some calories?
Yeah. I hit it to 600.
You got to 600, how'd you do it?
Little bit over.
Oh, 2,600.
I hit exactly 600.
How'd you do it?
You just like get all this weird stuff. Really.
So you got rid of, you lowered the calories, altered the ingredients?
Yeah.
So the goal there is to alter your ingredients and find something you'd still actually eat. Because it wouldn't make sense to alter your ingredients to the food you're never going to eat. You just wouldn't order it.